So we're here again this week at the LI Strength Shed. Another big deadlift session today. I've got 425 for a double for my top set. So 2 weeks ago I did 410 for 3 and it felt good. So 425 for 2 this week should feel good as well. So just can't wait to get into it and, you know, put up a good set. I'm going to start off with 75 and then just jump 65 kilos to 140 and then just jump reds from there. So just getting myself to, you know, that number where it can be constant, and then my last one will be 390 and then put 425 on and take that. Oh, 425 again, like 410 was 2 weeks ago, will be a PB for 1, but I'm going to double it. But I'm expecting it to move well, you know. 410 felt good, and I know my strength kind of far exceeds this at the minute. I know this is within me, it's just a bit daunting sometimes now that I'm getting up to these numbers that I didn't think I'd be lifting for a while, to be honest. But, you know, I am where I am. I've earned the right to be here, so carry that confidence into these top sets and make them look really good. No, I was really nervous 2 weeks ago. I think it was just because it was my first session back over 400. I'm actually a bit more settled today. Being able to, you know, get a good bit of food and got a decent night's sleep last night. I think the more you do something, the more comfortable you become, obviously. So, no, I'm feeling good for today, feeling good and confident, ready. When I'm doing like a heavy top set, to be fair, if I'm not in like a volume phase, I quite like doing. I'll do 5 on 75, 3 on my next warm up, and then just singles on the way up. And I know obviously I'm not doing a top single for my working set today. I'm doing a top double, but it's just about repeatability. If I get the first rep right, the second rep's going to be right. And it just allows me to focus a bit more on like where to put myself in the right place. I think if you're just kind of doing 5s all the way up, you can get lazy, whereas if I'm doing a single, as long as I'm warm, it's fine. If I wasn't warm, I'd do a bit more reps, but I'm feeling warm, so I'm just better off kind of priming myself rather than, you know, just doing volume for the sake of it. Like, there's no point tying myself out on 190. That's not the priority. The priority is 425. So, but that felt good from a tensioning perspective. I'm really getting my glutes involved, getting my chest up. So, like, I didn't actually have to pull that fast. That was just me standing up with, you know, the bar in where, well, my body being where it should be. To be honest, I think I've come into this session a lot more confident. My head seems really screwed on. I'm really getting into not that I usually coach warm-ups anyway. I treat every weight with respect, but today it just feels like I'm pulling smoother, which is obviously good, given the sort of significance of it. But no, I'm feeling class. I'm feeling good. So just, well, I suppose we'll see as we go up. But it depends. I just go when I'm ready. When there's just me and Rich working on a platform, it's usually quite a good dynamic, because if he's doing a big set, he'll take his rest, and then, you know, you can both muck in and help each other load bars and that. But then as well, it's almost forces you to rest. I think on the lighter weights it's really easy because they're light to just kind of get through them really quickly. I mean, again, it's a fine line of going too quick and not going quick enough. But as you get heavy, you should kind of be slowing down that a bit more naturally anyway. And I had a fair bit of rest for that one, so I'm going to rest again 340, rest 390, and then get prepped for 425 and just go for it, yeah. That was 290. I'll get my suit on for 340 next, but, you know, 290 shouldn't be a problem, and it wasn't. But, you know, speed doesn't really determine anything. If I can hold positioning and be fast, and I know I'm onto a winner, and I'm doing that really well today. I'm holding position, but it's also really sort of flying up. If I get in the right position, it doesn't feel like there's any weight on it, and there doesn't feel like there's any weight on that yet. So get the suit on, do 340, 390 and then put 425 on. Fucking ragdoll it. I got my suit in June or July last year. It's quite a while. Obviously I hadn't used it every week. I went through a stage where I was doing like raw beltless, but since I started working with Shane, again it's just that sort of repeatability. Like, that was very posh, wasn't it? Repeatability. Just making sure every set's the same. So if I need to be strong for a strongman deadlift, I need a deadlift in a suit. There'll be a time and place for taking the suit off and doing some raw pulls, but you know, there's a time and a place for that. If I'm trying to push my kind of top end strength, I need to be wearing a suit, plus with everything else I'm doing, just takes a bit of that load off like my back and stuff like that. Saves me a bit of energy for later in the week when I've got to do everything else as well. The original plan was to do, obviously, fucking hell, that's tight. The original plan was to, like build up to not a heavy single, but like I say, with even this rep stuff that I'm doing, I'm hitting, you know, a new PB for reps. But obviously with training for Europes now, it's probably a bit smarter to train as if that's on. So in a few more weeks, like pushing the heavy stuff, but then, you know, Europes are still a 360 axle. So if my top end strength's good, then that's obviously going to have carry over to a deadlift for reps that's that heavy. And obviously, it'd be better to train in that sort of rep range that I'm going to be getting on 360, but then at the same time, for the minute, when we don't know what's going on with the comps and everything else, if I'm stronger top end 360, it's going to be easier, obviously. So it's easier to train like this than it would be to be, you know, peaking for a 360 axle that I might not have to do. And this will have more carryover to sort of any other deadlift events if there is any later in the year as well. So yeah, it's just try to be smart, really. But yeah, I'd say a few more weeks of training like this and then I'll be sort of prepping for that, really, whatever that entails. That's that shame. Whatever I hit will be a nice comfy single, probably even a weight that I could sort of triple for one rep. I'd say that by the time it comes around, hit sort of 440 for one. I reckon by the time I hit that for one in a few weeks, I'd be able to triple it if you asked me to. But then obviously, there's no point going for a new max in the gym because it's not going to mean anything. I'd rather save it for later in the year and just keep getting stronger again. Like, do it where it counts, not do it in here. Gym world record. Yeah, perfect. Really easy. Much better than 2 weeks ago from like positioning perspective. I'm putting myself in exactly the right place. Like, sort of saving that aggression for the top set. There's no point in trying to drive that about as fast as I can because, you know, I need to save that energy for the top set. But, you know, for 340, that just, again, I'm putting myself in the right place so it feels like as soon as I start pulling, I'm so tight that there's nothing on the bar. That felt very easy. When you start to get up to the heavier weights, the intent to sort of be aggressive and powerful takes over the cues to like lift efficiently. Ideally, you want to do both. You want to be measured in aggression, where you can still maintain, you know, that good positioning, and that feels like, obviously I'm not really bringing much in terms of aggression and sort of that punching it yet, but for that weight, for 340, just to be able to pull it in and get it right and just stand up with it and it be, you know, weightless and flawless is a kind of good sign. So got 390 next and then top set. Doing good. Good, yeah. Still feels like a warm up. Like I say, they're getting quite heavy now. So those are the sort of weights that I should be attacking. Didn't really feel like I attacked that, I just felt like I sort of cruised that a bit, but Yeah, that's why suit felt a bit loose. I wind up a bit more on this next one. It felt easy, like there's definitely, you know, a lot more reps there. But just make sure on this next one, you know, that like really get into it. Didn't have the suit up tight enough, but didn't really matter, I suppose. So felt strong, felt easy. Just, you know, it's nice to be getting up to these numbers now where I don't feel like I have to really get myself up for it. You know, that felt comfortable enough where I could knock out reps on that, definitely. But just get the suit up a bit tighter for this next one, especially since it's a bit heavier. Just try and hold that position whilst getting probably a bit more pop off the floor, help a bit. But no, I was happy with that. I was good. 425 next for 2. Woo! $425 for a double. Again, it's a PB for 1. Warm up felt good. As it got heavier, it started to feel, you know, obviously harder, but I think I need to get to the point where I can set the suit on me the same as the first time I put it on. So maybe that will mean, you know, I don't know if it's taking it off and putting it back on, but I actually feel like the material around my legs stretches a bit once it gets a bit warm and I get it on. But, you know, it's hard to be disappointed with, you know, a new PB for 1 done for 2. I'm dead chuffed, so just ticking off all this other stuff now. Yesterday was a bit of a down day for me in terms of performance. Last week was my light week, and even my light week felt a bit off there. But I feel like next week I'll be back to 100% normal, because it's almost like I feel like, not that I'm still recovering from 2 weeks ago, you know, I still don't feel the same sort of freshness that I felt two weeks ago, but you know, when you're pulling 900 plus pounds like every week, well, every other week from kind of here on out, obviously that might change if it goes a bit lighter, but you know, the demand on my body is becoming more, so I'm glad that it is that way. And at the end of the day, if I can do that, feeling a bit, not feeling under the weather or feeling, you know, bad, but just coming in and it being another session, it being quite casual, it's massive for me. I'm starting to push towards the numbers that I need to be hitting. And at the end of the day, like, I'm going to end up getting there, keep going the way I am. So, no, I'm dead happy. Like, 425 for 2 is something that I didn't think I'd be doing for fucking years. So to be doing it now is, you know, it is a big deal to me, and it's just nice to kind of see that it is going the way that it should be going. So, no, I am happy, definitely. Heart shock. A few of the sandbags have dried out, and like I say, with things feeling a bit off this week, and I've got another 60 metre run, I've gone a bit lighter on the sandbag because I just want to get the volume in. I think, like I say, with lagging a bit this week, I think it must be fatigue, or it must just be, you know, I'm starting to push towards them weights now where I think I need to listen to myself, listen to my body a bit better. I was benching on Monday yesterday after not the best log session I've had, but you know, my pec tendon felt very sore and tight because I've been training the hammer hold now, which is kind of notoriously bad for like my shoulder and pec health and my bicep health, so I had to back that down yesterday as well. And then with this today, obviously I know the weight's much bigger, but when I was locking them out, it almost, like the strain, it's the first time that I've felt that sort of strain on my hamstrings and my glutes before. Where at the top I'm literally like squeezing so hard that it, like, it's not a pulling sensation, but it's the first time I've felt it had to work that hard before. But again, if I can do that now, I can do it whenever. So looking forward to kind of keep pushing and keep getting better at everything, you know, including the running about and all the other bits as well. You know, it is improving, so I just need to keep improving. That's another Tuesday night session done down here at the shed. Had some big deadlifts today, not big for me anyway. 425 for a double. Felt good. Reckon there was another one there if I wanted it. So getting up towards kind of 425 for a triple is potentially is very good for me. And then had 2 sets of 4 on the sandbag runs, which are, what is it, 240 metres total per each run. Did that twice with 6 minutes rest. And I had 5 sets of 15 on the neutral grip back pull down, and then just 60 seconds on, 60 seconds off, 60 seconds on the plank. So yeah, another good session. Get home, get some food and get to bed. I think I'll need it tonight. You can see CNS is destroyed, but no, it's really positive. I think I'll feel even better next week, and the next time I come to do a heavy week, it'll be even better, because you know, I feel like I'm catching up with myself recovery wise now. So fingers crossed in 2 weeks time will be something really big. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep subscribing to Official Strongman, and they'll keep having me on if you like the video as well. So like it if you want to like it, if you don't then sound. But you can find me, Luke Richardson, on Instagram with 2 E's. Get roasted for that, but yeah, Lewis on Instagram with 2 E's, and then I'll probably see you all in the next one, considering that I am very active on the website. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you later.